Hey everybody, in today's video we're going to talk about me finishing up the sides. We're going to start building up the grating for everything in here. Going to work on some of the deck furniture and maybe even getting into the doors. So if you want to see that and more, make sure you stay tuned. Hello BSC family and welcome back to my bench. So, in the last video we installed the whiskey plank. Now, since then I also told you that I was going to finish up sanding and trim all this off and it's all done. So as you can see, this has been all pretty much pre-sanded. I think I'm going to touch up a little bit more, just ferret out a little more, but for the most part it is done. We're going to get into painting and stuff later on, and like I said before, these nails on the bottom, it's hard to see, but I've got all the nails on, right? And these nails, most of them pretty much kind of come up to about here for these few rows, and then right along here, and then same thing a few rows up here, right? And I said that for this higher stuff, I am going to put the nails in, but because these are 10 mil nails, I'm just going to cut the heads off and pre-drill the holes and super glue them in. I'll be doing that for both sides. So little by little I'll get that done because that gets very tiresome and monotonous, and I don't want to get bored of this thing. So every time I'll just do a few, maybe a row or two, and then do something else. As for the deck furniture now, I'm going to put the PDF up for you and we can take a look at that. So as you can see over here, I jumped around quite a bit. The decking is done, and I went all the way over to here and did all of this except for the front piece here, the siding here, and the transom. I did not do that yet either. So we're going to go back to over here, and we're going to start getting the grating done. As you can see here, there's a bunch of grating that I got to make and build. All right, so we're going to get that done. We're going to do this cabin here. This is going to go up on the quarter deck, and we're going to get that done. We're going to do up these little brackets here for the lifeboat, of course. And depending on how far we get in this video, maybe we're going to get into the doors, all these here. So I'm going to get back over to the ship, and as you can see here, we've got the two doors up front. I don't know if I'll work on those yet because I still have to do that siding on there. We are going to touch up the paint in these areas first, just so that they're done and out of the way. But yes, we have a grate up here that we need to do. We got two doors here that need to be done. We got grates and ladders that have to go in here. There is one door here, one door up here. We got a grate and that little cabin that goes here. All right, so I'm going to get some stuff out. I've already got a couple grates made wherever I put them, right here. So we're going to be building more of these, right? Okay, so I've got to make a couple, well, I think one more for here, right? Okay, so these will get framed out. But yeah, so I gotta make another one that's gonna fill here, and depending on what the measurements are, I'm not sure where these sit or how these are gonna sit, but anyways, I'm gonna make one that's gonna cover this one and make one for this one. So I'm gonna get the stuff out for them. We're gonna start with those and we'll go from there. There's a few other little nabs I'm going to work on, but I'll point them out as I go. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside. We're going to get the stuff, so I'll be right back. Okay, here's something I want to show you though. Do you see right on the end there how it's looks like a step? Right? Okay. Right on the end. Okay. That is from when they cut these things with the tiny little saw blade, I guess. And as they cut them, it kind of flakes off. But, you know, sometimes it'll leave that tiny little piece there. Okay. And you want to make sure that you get rid of them. Now, they're easy enough to find. Just kind of look down from the end and you'll see them. Most of them you can just kind of use your fingernail or even finger most of the time just to break them off. Like this one's got one here. I just kind of put my finger on it, give it a little bit of a squeeze and pull on it, and it comes right off. Make sure you don't break them or snap them. But most of them don't have anything. Some of them are a little more stubborn. Excuse me. And you kind of use the knife to gently get them off of there. So I usually go through a whole bunch of them. Doesn't take you very long. It's taking me a couple minutes just to do these. Like this one's got a pretty big one on here, right? You can probably see that there. You can actually see it sticking out a little bit if it would focus. But anyways, even out of focus, you can see it. And like I said, you just take your finger, kind of pinch it and grab it. Okay, this one's being a little more stubborn. So, just check yours. Make sure that those are gone, you know. And, but anyways, yeah. So that's all you got to do with those. Just something to be aware of. They give you lots. I don't know if they give you more than you need, so be careful with them. I got myself a little piece of like wax paper or something like that. So yeah, I just start with these here. All they do is interlock together like so. If I can get this to focus in. So as you can see, I'm going to try and do this here kind of one-handed in a spot you can see. So as you see, they're all notched, right? These just interlock together. So you're going to make a whole bunch of them like that. Put them all together. And we're going to touch where they, on one side only, we're going to touch where they cross with some CA glue. All right. So I'll usually put 2 of them in upright like so. Pay attention to where you're putting them to make sure that you're putting them in the same slots. Like so. Okay, so now I've got the 3 of them. And I'll fill in one complete side. Usually if I put one at the other end, it helps a little bit putting them together. Try not to force them too much because they are quite fragile. I'll usually put a couple in and I will not glue them until I've got the whole thing put together. Sometimes if you can keep it square, see how it still flexes even with all of those in there. Right? You don't want to glue these things when they're kind of cockeyed and off angled. Sometimes you can say put a 3rd one in there very carefully somehow. There. So even with the 3rd one, I mean, it seems to want to spring back. You know, when you push it, it wants to spring back. So I try not to glue it until I've got them all together. And they interlock pretty nicely, so. And I screwed that up. So, hey, well, I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to get it flipped over, do the other ones on the other side, and I'll come back, I'll show you, and we'll start cutting some of them up. So I shall see you in a minute. Okay, now that I've got it completely filled in, right, it is a lot stiffer, right, but you can see it still wants to wiggle. So if you have some of these 1, 2, 3 blocks or some sort of square that you can use, you can put this in here, make sure that it's all touching all the way around, right? Basically, an easy way to do it is make sure that these are square, right? And then just push into the corner without moving these. Basically, just push into the corner and then hit it with a couple dabs of super glue, let it sit, and then you should be fine to do the rest of them. So we're going to grab this awesome CA glue that I got off of Amazon, and trust me, it is awesome. I'm not exaggerating. So we're going to hold this nice and square. We're going to push this in. I'm going to put a dab across this one and just somewhere else. I'm going to do them all at some point here. You know, 3 or 4 spots. Make sure they're all pushed down when you do it. Okay, so there you go. That's how you make them. So I'm going to continue on and see what else I need to do, or how many of these I need to make to be able to do this stuff. When I've got those and I'm ready to cut them up, I'll come back, I'll bring up the instructions, and we'll figure out how to cut them up and frame them up. So I'll be back in just a few. Okay, everybody. Well, I got a bunch done. I know I said I was going to come back. I was having some problems with the camera, but got them figured out. But by the time I got that figured out, I already did what I was going to do and show you how to do. So I'll show you that in a few minutes. As you can see here, I've got some pieces here. They're black painted already, and we got white dry brushing on them, right? So you can see that, right? Right there. Yeah. So these here will be the doors. Okay. So if we go over to the PDF right now, you'll see here that, let me zoom in just a little bit for you, that I've got to make the doors. Okay. So what we're going to be making is this stuff right here. So we're going to need some of these brass nails, and we need the door hinge pieces to make it look like there's door hinges, because remember, these things aren't supposed to be open. Some of them I am going to leave open. So, but anyways, we're going to grab this photo etch here. We're going to cut out what we need. We're going to grab some brass nails. I've already got the doors painted. So let's go back to the bench, and we'll see and pull out that stuff. Okay, so as you can see here, I've got the photo etch stuff out, right? Now, there's a bunch of things in here. I think these square pieces here are for the lanterns on the back. Not sure what these 2 other ones are. I'm not even sure what I used these for. Oh, those were for the, I don't know what they were, but they're for the chains on the inside. I use them further earlier on in the videos. Okay, so we got a bunch of doors here that I need to make. So I'm going to make all the doors, but I'm going to show you how to do one of them. So we need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12 hinges. So yeah, 3, 6, 9, 12. So pretty much all but 3. So I'm going to just cut out 2 for now. Now this brass stuff in this kit is actually I find quite hard to cut. Okay, so we've got 2 of them here. And this one needs to be flattened out a bit. Okay. So I need some bigger eyeballs. We're going to take them off. We're going to put these ones on. Now I am noticing that on these things been varnished. Camera will not pick that up. I know it won't, but there is varnish in all the cracks and joints. Interesting. So if you're going to paint this stuff, you definitely might want to look into stripping it, sanding it, something, because yeah, it's completely covered. Now it's probably to keep it nice and clean and dry. So I'm just going to leave it. I don't know if you can see it on here, but it's all sparkly. Okay, so I need a file. Let's see, will diamond file work on this, or do I need a straight cut file? Diamond file will work. Now in most cases you want to keep from scratching your brass too much, or you're going to want to blacken it. In this case I should be blackening it, but I don't want them black. I want them to stand out because the entire ship is pretty much blacked out. I want some stuff to stand out, so I'm trying not to scrape or scuff the face of the door hinges. Okay. I need somebody to tell me, if you're watching this and you do this type of stuff with the brass or with anything, just working with the brass. I've been looking at brass black, but for some stupid reason it's hard to get here in Canada. But I can easily get other ones called bluing. Can't remember the name of it. I think it starts with a B. The company starts with a B. But they have blackening for aluminum. They have the bluing for guns. They have all kinds of different things. The brass black seems to be the hardest to get a hold of. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just so widely used or what, but let me know if the aluminum or the bluing will work the same as the brass black. Now, fortunately, I've got some really small nails that I've gotten on my own, but the ones that come with it are more of a cone style head, like it's topped. It's rounded on the top, and these ones are flat. So I'm going to use the flat ones for the hinges, and I need one of the round ones for the door handles, right? So going to do a rough measurement on these. What's the door? The door is 25, 6, 7, 28. So we need a 14 millimeter for center, right? 14 is right there. So I'm thinking, because it doesn't tell you, it just shows you, right? It's one thing about this kit, it really is vague on a lot of stuff. It just shows you a lot of pictures. I'm going to go 5 mil in to the center of the hinge. So 5 mil on both, center on the hinge. So we're going to go 5 mil here. We're going to move this one down. We're going to go 5 mil here. And it should be good. There and here. Right? Yes. 5 mil there and 5 mil there. Now 14 was here, so that'll be the door handle. So I need my pliers. If anybody knows where I can get a good pair of railroad spike pliers for doing the railroad spikes. Please let me know. Can't seem to find them anywhere. I think they would help a lot with these nails. Now that you've got the door handle in, obviously it's going to be too long, right? It's going to be too long, it's going to be sticking out. So we're going to take cutters, we're going to shorten that. Watch your eyes, wear safety glasses. Do not put your finger in front of it, use something else. That'll prevent it from flying all over the place. And you're good to go. So there is one door. So I'm going to do the rest of these, then we're going to get them glued on. I'll come back, I'll show you everything, and yeah, we'll probably end the video there. So take your time, do it, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so like I said, got the doors done. Now, according to the instructions, in this area here, these ones, these thick ones, they go up front here. And not inside. Anyways, so these ones here, they're going to go up front, right? So they're going to sit like that, and they want the door handles facing in. So we're going to do the two door handles facing in. Okay. But I'm not going to put them on yet because I still got to do the siding stuff on here. And I do believe that gets painted black. So in the next video, we're going to put on all the doors. We're going to glue down all the grates and everything except for the one in the middle. And I said I was going to show you that. So here we've got the holders for the life raft. Right, and we've got the tie-down hooks put in. Everything has been stained, varnished the way they want it. This one is not going to get glued down, but this one is, and this one will. All right, this one goes back here. And then I've also got my little cabin, daylight cabin, whatever you want to call it. All right, this thing is all built. So there you go, you can see that. So it's got the frosted glass in there, right? It's got some bars or whatever this is supposed to be, maybe protective so nothing comes through the window. And the roof is on. I made it scratchy looking so that it looked beat up, worn, you know, kind of thing. So that's all it is, right? Now I got to touch up, I got some super glue spots here that I don't like, so I'm going to try and sand them and clean them up just a little bit. All right. And so, again, that goes way back here. It just sits in its slot, just like so. So that'll get glued in after I kind of touch that up. I still got to open up this hole here in the side. It's not quite big enough yet. And yeah, so from there, I just noticed that a couple of my gun ports I forgot to finish trimming them out. So I'll finish trimming them out before the next video, and we should be good to go. So make sure that you check out my Instagram, my Facebook group down in the description. A big thanks to OcCre for sending me this ship and the workstation. Link for them are down in the description. Go check them out. I'm sure there's something there that you would be interested in doing or using. So again, a big thanks to them. Also, make sure to hit that thumbs up, hit that share button, hit that bell notification, make sure that all notifications are turned on so you don't miss out on anything, and also hit that subscribe button, please. Thank you to all my subscribers, my new ones and my old ones, and yeah, please hit that subscribe button for me. Check out the members on the members credits at the end of the video. And if you want to become a member, you can always hit that join button. You can always hit that PayPal me link. And you can also check out the Teespring store. Pick yourself up some merch. So with all that being said, no matter what you're working on, just keep working at it and always build it for you. And until next time, later.